Cool. Chris,
Marty,
welcome back, brother.
Jesus, when you post this, you should have like a clip of the last one. It's been, I think, 3 years.
3 years?
That's
yeah.
terrifying.
It's been a long time, dude.
It kind of just went.
Well, getting back into podcasting is a bit of a reality check because it's been a couple years since the last one that I did. And I don't know where the time goes, man. It just the podcasting just slipped away. And this is something that I really like to do. So I'm getting back into it. So thanks for coming through.
Of course, man. I'm glad you're back into it, man, because I honestly, it would be a big loss, if you stop doing it, because I think you have a fucking gift for it, bro.
Thank you.
No, you
appreciate
got all the
that.
good equipment. You're a great interviewer, and you've had really interesting people on, and like all things when it comes to art, you just gotta hopefully it'll catch wind soon, and then that's the goal, right? So let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
Yeah, interesting you said that. I was listening to a video on IG from Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
And he was talking about art and why it's important to think of the target audience as yourself and not anybody else. Because when you start thinking about the target audience and going outside of yourself, it doesn't really become art then. It's more just like commerce. It's more business. You're trying to sell something or you're trying to, get a point across or whatever, a message across or whatever. And so that was really powerful for me because I play the guitar too. Yeah. And I've created 4 songs now. And
Get outta here.
Yeah, with no audience in mind. It's just been something that is very personal to me, like a diary.
Yeah.
It's who gives a shit what fucking other people think about your diary? This is your moment to express yourself.
Exactly.
And that's what true art, according to Rick Rubin, that I got from it is. And so I'm like, okay, that's important for me to know, because I like doing podcasts with just people that I like talking to, fucking funny people. Yeah. Thinking outside the box, or they have some sort of entrepreneurship background or something interesting about me. And something that's interesting about you is, we met several years ago, and right off the bat, you're just very off the wall. I knew that you weren't a typical person, and you play music. You've been playing music for a long time.
Yeah.
When did you first start getting into music, and why?
Oh, wow. Great segue, bro. But before we get into that, that's awesome that you play guitar, man. And if you ever need lessons, you hit your boy up, bro, because I got it all, man. I'm ready to start teaching. I'm at that point. Yeah, I'm at that point, where I'm 31 years old now, and I was raised on the whole live fast, die young, fucking rock star, blah, 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 blah. And when I, 27 Club, when I became 28, I'm like, oh shit. I'm getting up there. I'm now outlived my idols, which is crazy to think about. Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, all these people, fucking Bradley Noel, all these guys, they were all younger than me when they passed away. So it's kind of weird to outlive them, But anyway, long story short, I'm now 31 and I'm like, I want to get into teaching. So you let me know, man. I would love to show you some tricks,
Appreciate it.
But yeah, anyway, well, how did I get into music? Damn. Well, I was, raised in the 90s. Okay, so a lot of 90s music was The Offspring. Talk about that later. The Offspring, Korn, Eminem was doing his thing. I just love the way it made me feel. I love music, But I really started getting into it when I got into classic rock, and that happened because my dad was kind of a fucking dork. No offense to that guy, but he's a fucking dork. So he would listen to techno. My mom was into glam metal, And back in the day, back in the 80s, she would dress all Motley Crue, fangirl kind of thing. So that was her thing, and my dad was a book kind of nerdy kind of guy. So my dad showed me the techno. I'm like, this doesn't do anything for me. But my mom bought my first record for me, was Back in Black, and I was in 3rd grade, by AC/DC. And as soon as I first heard that chord strike, that first fucking chord that Angus Young just plays, I was like, oh yeah, it did something to me, man. I was like, damn,
wow.
Oh, that hit me hard. And then I remember YouTube just started coming up back in that time, and then I looked at videos. I actually had visuals, and I saw Angus Young play the guitar, and he's 5 foot, 4'9" or some shit. He's small as fuck, and he's just playing this guitar, and he sounds 10 feet tall. You know what I mean? I love short kings because, you know, I'm fucking 5'7", 5'8" on a good day. I see this short motherfucker getting down. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I'm a fucking dude. This is why I fucking wear these boots, bro. This is a small man's best friend right here, dude.
The boots?
Yeah, dude. That's how I catfish bitches. You know what I mean? I wear the
Yes,
boots.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. And then when we get into the bedroom, I take the boots off. I'm like,
Oh. Yeah.
it's too late to turn back now, bitch.
Yeah.
We made it this far. Might as well. Oh, anyway.
That's hilarious,
I was
dude.
over here like thinking about some times where that happened. Anyway, so back to yeah. So Angus Young, short king, fucking rock star, and I was like, man, I really want to get a guitar. I'm so, you know, infatuated with this shit. So before I had a guitar, I was playing on a broomstick. Like I was just doing the guitar.
Air
moves.
guitar.
Yeah, I had a broomstick.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like working on the moves and stuff, and I would look at myself in the mirror. Oh my god, I've never talked about this.
How old were you?
At that point, I was like 14.
14?
Yeah. I would look at myself in the mirror and just be like, you know, to the music. And then finally, I got a guitar for my birthday. And when I got the guitar, it was my 14th birthday, I believe. Yeah, when I got the guitar, forget it. It was over. I couldn't put her down. I could not. I was up till like, you know, 6 in the morning the first night, obsessed with learning chords and trying to get that down.
Wow.
And it got to a point where like my teachers would complain that I would fall asleep during class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I would be up all night trying to learn the guitar.
Was your infatuation from it thinking that you would like get girls from it?
You know what, brother? No, I didn't even think about the girls. I was just infatuated with the idea of, you know, just playing and creating music, and I guess translating emotions to sound was just such a brilliant concept to me, you know. But you know, guys that learn to get girls, get the fuck out of my world. I mean, that's a plus. It's not a must. You know what I mean? But there's been people who are successful that like started like trying, like did it for girls, like Motley Crue. You know what I mean? And then they ended up, you know, getting girls. But it's like, hey, your music's actually pretty good too. You might want to think more than pussy.
Yeah. Also, Aerosmith. Who's the lead singer of Aerosmith? Steven Tyler. He was saying on Joe Rogan's podcast that he originally wanted to do it because he wanted to like become popular and get girls. And it's like so much of a guy's ambition is to like become, you know, popular to get girls, and it's like fucking totally understandable. It's like, you know,
it is, brother. You know what? I maybe I came off a little too brash, but a lot of people, you know, you ever seen Step Brothers, man? Do you remember the scene where like,
oh yeah,
Will Ferrell's talking to his brother and he runs this big company and he goes like, so why are you doing this, to get mom and dad back together? And he goes,
no, man,
I want pussy,
bro. I want pussy, bro. Because I want to bang, bro, or some shit.
Yeah. I want bitches, like something like that. And it made me laugh because there's so much truth to that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, working your job, saving your money. You know damn well deep down there's this fucking human inherent desire that you want to just get in some legs, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I get it, you know that, but at the same time, just like to digress, that wasn't why, man. I did it, like I said, because I wanted to translate my emotions to sounds. I wanted to pursue that. Now, maybe later on in life, when I was like more angsty, it totally helped with that department of my life. But my the origin was not for that. You know? Yeah, it was a plus.
Yeah, so you wanted to translate emotions into sound, and it seems like you found a really good outlet to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that saved my life, man. That's it. So I got the guitar when I was it was my birthday, and then I couldn't put her down, and I did the 8th grade talent show. That was like my first real show. Yeah. It was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. I did such a stereotypical fucking song that you do at a talent show. Do you want to guess? It's so embarrassing.
I'm gonna say Wonderwall by Oasis.
I couldn't sing like that.
No. Good Riddance by Green Day.
You're getting closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
No, I can't think of anything else.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. Okay.
Oh, God, that's so cringe. It's just funny, like this kid, 14-year-old, playing a fucking heroin addict song at a fucking elementary school.
It's a banger.
It is
Smells
a banger.
Like Teen Spirit is a banger. So like when you were playing, because it's, you know, the power chords in the beginning, and you were singing the whole night.
I sung, and I shouldn't have. I was not, especially the part where it's like hello, hello. My balls hadn't dropped yet, so I couldn't hit those low notes. I was like, it was really embarrassing.
Yeah,
it was really embarrassing. Now that I think about it, fuck, I haven't thought about that in a long time. But
you did it though, bro.
I
Props.
did it.
Props.
I did it.
Hell yeah.
I did, but you know something, brother. When it comes to the singing, that didn't come till later. I realized that night, that day, I was like, I'm not ever gonna sing again. Fuck this. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not singing anymore. I'm just gonna focus on guitar. And I did that for a while, and then I was forced to sing later on because I couldn't find a singer. And if I did find one, they're fucking douchebags for the most part. Fucking divas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you had to take on that responsibility because you couldn't find one.
Yeah.
That was suitable to your personality and to your band's personality.
Yeah, exactly.
I find music so fascinating. It's almost like we're having a conversation with words right now. Mm-hmm. And then when you're playing music, it's almost like you're having a conversation with instruments. Yes. Like if we were like to both be playing the guitar right now, we could literally almost like be communicating by playing music. Isn't that a weird concept?
It's a weird concept, and it's an even weirder concept that you can't see music. It's just sound. You can't really see it either, and it makes you feel certain ways.
That's amazing.
It really is, and I really think that music is kind of like a window into another dimension, because the way I see it too is like when I could meet somebody who is from a different country, different culture, ethnicity, completely different from what I was brought up in, but we can sit in a room, and if he's a musician, we can talk. It's the universal language, which is wild, man.
Music.
It's universal, you know what I mean? Like the same 12 notes that you hear here, you'll hear them on the fucking moon. And you know what I mean? Like it's just universal. And I mean, that's the thing about humanity. We're more similar than different. I wish people would see that.
100%.
Yeah.
We have the same fears, the same wants, the same desires.
Yeah, we all take a shit.
I
don't know, but we
eat.
We all eat shit.
Sleep, have sex.
Yeah. Well, there's some that don't.
True that. But like everybody wants to.
Yeah.
I always felt like our genes and our DNA are controlling us. It's like our genes are telling us we want to reproduce. Yeah. We want to, yes, our genes are telling us that. And everything about that statement about just like reproducing.
Yeah.
Leads to guys wanting to be in a band to get laid, or leads to girls wanting to like go to the head chief and be like, give me the resources because it'll be healthier for my kids and I'll have more of them and I'll be. It's really, I think life is really just about like our genes telling us, hey, I want to have offspring.
Pretty much, and if you look, like you're looking at the grand scheme of it all, if you take away all the shit, like people like invent brilliant things. Deep down, it's like, well, Will Ferrell, I want to get ass, bro.
Exactly. I did this because I want to get laid.
Yeah.
For the most part, that's what I believe is true. And there's other thoughts about it that are more selfless. But when it comes down to that, just like that selfish desire to reproduce, I think is what like leads to so much innovation. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, we're just like animals. I feel like we're just trying to fuck, eat, fuck.
Yeah, man.
Reproduce.
It would trip me out. I had this fucking like kind of a revelation, nothing too profound, but it's piggybacking off of what you said on how we're more similar than different. And one of the big ones is that we all have an expiration date. We're all gonna die.
Exactly.
And you would fucking think that would be enough for us to not fight each other. Or not go to war. That should be enough for us to be like, hey, you're gonna die, we're all gonna fucking die. No one gets out of here alive.
Right.
Shouldn't that be enough to be like, well, let's make this time that we're here comfortable for everybody? But no, there has to be some fucking war over dumb shit.
I see what you're saying.
It's really fucking annoying to me, But maybe that goes back into the primal thing about, you're saying fucking. The primal thing is, well, killing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, I get off on violence. I mean, fuck, I'm a huge fucking fan of UFC. Yeah. I love to box, and it's fun, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like, we're all gonna die. We should all get along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
One thing also that we have in common that I thought about recently is like, no one asked to be here. And that tripped me out. I don't know why that thought fucked me up the other day. Whereas like, I don't want to sound like a millennial crybaby, like, I has to be here. Like, I'm saying though, we do have that in common with everybody. That's a millennial thing. I don't know why. You know, like, look at everybody in the street right now walking. Some guy walking his 3 fucking little ass dogs that I just saw right now. And some like homeless guy, you know, laying down in the fucking rain. And then some dude, some fucking cocksucker in a BMW and shit. I'm like, none of us said, like, yeah, let's go try that life thing out. You know,
right.
That's weird. That's a weird thought, but that's pretty like profound. You know, like no one has to be here. I didn't. You didn't.
Yeah.
No one signed up for this shit.
Yeah.
But we're here, not because we, you know, it tripped me out. That thought really fucked me up for some reason.
That nobody asked to be here, but yet we're here.
Yet we're here, and we all have a expiration date. And you could look at it like life is beautiful. You should, you know, appreciate it. Like, yeah, but still, like, I don't know. It's not enough for me. You know, I got to find meanings to this.
Yeah.
You know, we all do. We all have to find meaning.
Totally. One thing that I appreciate about you is trying to find that meaning. Like people who are, say, working a 9 to 5, trying to make their way. I get it. I mean, I do it. And the work that I was doing or am doing in the corporate life is not very meaningful. And matter of fact, it's almost like the opposite. We're just trying to get money from other people by like doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And the guitar for me has always been an outlet for me to like express myself. Journaling does that too. But this piece of art is interesting because the podcast space, as we're, you know, having a conversation, like what is like more human than having like sitting down with somebody and having a conversation, making eye contact, relating.
Yeah.
You know, that's like fucking old as time.
It is.
It's like old as time. And I find a lot of meaning in doing the podcast and hearing other people's stories and their struggles and their successes and their story and sharing that out online. Like it's very meaningful to me because I know people that watch enjoy it, and it's a way for me to express myself too.
Yeah.
So it's great. I had to get back into the podcasting space. People tell me a lot that, hey, dude, like, you know, you're good at this. You should do it. I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's very, like, I like the fact that you're in a band and you play music. That is a passion.
Yes, absolutely.
When people are going like after their passion, it's very inspirational to other people.
Yeah, it's a big risk. You know, they always say don't quit your day job. Like, yeah, I wish I didn't have to do it, but I got to do it, you know, and I'm over there at work and I'm just trying to get through it because I know, like, you know, I'm more than this, man. I don't want to waste my life under fucking fluorescent tubes for the rest of my life.
100%.
You know, but you gotta make that money, and it goes towards your passion, and which I'm blessed that I have that opportunity in the first place. You know what I mean? There's other countries where like a kid's like, I want to learn guitar, and then he gets bombed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's appreciate that, and just know that it's not easy out there for everyone as it is here.
Right.
You know, I was thinking about that. You know, I don't understand. Like, I don't know why I can't say that I love it here, because I do. But if I say
the
that,
USA,
yeah, man, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The idea is great, isn't it?
The idea is yeah, like some of the best ideals for a country to be born on.
Yeah, it's a great. It's great. You know?
The American dream is what people know around the world.
Right, exactly. Controversial thought. Well, controversial situation, but so I work with a lot of people. A really diverse crew I have with me, and one gentleman who's a good dude. You know, love him. Very smart man. You know, he happens to be like one of, you know, a cross dresser and something like that. You know, and it's fucking chill. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, he's cool. Fuck it. He's my boy. You know, and I think it's great that he expresses himself how he wants. You know.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Is he hurting anybody?
No, he's fucking not. Exactly. Oh, my kid. I don't know how do I explain to my kid that this person. Yeah, fuck you and your kid. You know what I mean? Tell your kid that people have the right to dress how they want and look how they want. You know what I mean? These motherfucking Bible thumping morons need to get the fuck out of here. But that being said, so my friend, I remember I just got back from New York. I went to the 9/11 museum. Have you ever been? It's beautiful.
Mm-mm.
It's a beautiful place. The commemoration that they exhibited there for the people who died, it was a beautiful tribute. You know what I mean? Like those two, there's like two holes where the towers used to be, and they have all the names of everybody that, that had passed away. I thought it was a nice thing that they did for them. And then anyway, there's a museum underneath where the towers used to be, and it's a long exhibit, and it makes you feel angry, disgusted, and sad, and sometimes all those feelings at the same time. And I remember right when I was, when I got out of there, I felt kind of sick, and I was like really upset that happened to us. So then I ran into some firefighters, and I remember I hung out with them, and they were really cool guys. And anyway, come back from New York, and I had this thing. I was like, man, I fucking love Americans so much, I just love what we stand for. I love us. I love this country. I love our people, So I'm telling this to my cross-dressing friend, and he's just like, ugh. Ugh. Oh yeah, really? Ugh. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, this is, oh yeah, you like these fucking white people and blah 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 blah. Started going into the whole like extreme liberal shit. I dropped my clipboard and I put the pen down. I was like, listen, motherfucker, this is the only country where you could dress like that. That's all I'm gonna fucking tell you, okay? You do this shit anywhere else, motherfucker, they're throwing you off a building. So shut the fuck up.
Right.
And then I was I walked away like pissed, and I came back. I was like, "Hey, my bad, dude. Shit, it's only 10 a.m. Fuck."
You went off on him real quick?
Yeah, real quick. I came back. I was like, "Hey, my bad. We're cool though. Like, hey, we're good. I just had a fucking."
That's funny.
Yes, but it's a little bit of truth to it. I mean, yeah, there might be other like places in the world where you could, but I'm just saying what we stand for is pretty obvious, man. You could express yourself how you want. Free speech, right? And free speech is touchy to me because that protects me as a musician, as an artist. I'm able to write about whatever the fuck I want, and I should be able to. Comedians should be able to joke about whatever the fuck they want. That's the thing, man. You know Patrice O'Neal? Mm-hmm. He said on a news interview, he got in trouble because of a rape joke he said, whatever. And he was on the news like talking to some feminists, right? Aren't they fucking party poopers? And he's there with her, and she goes, there's no funny rape jokes, blah, 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 blah. And Patrice goes, you know what? Good jokes and bad jokes come from the same birth. You don't know if anything's going to be funny, but you should be able to attempt to make anything funny, at least that, And it's true. Same with music. You know what I mean? Like, I should be able to write whatever the fuck I want. Which goes back to I have the freedom to do that, and not a lot of places have that freedom. I think there was a journalist that got murdered in France because I think he drew Muhammad on the newspaper and he got gunned down in France. That's crazy, right? Anyway, I digress.
No, I hear what you're saying. America is very fortunate, one of the most fortunate countries because of that First Amendment.
Yeah.
The right to free speech, to say what we think. And bro, it's great. It's kind of that principle of free.
Right.
The principle of free speech, like freedom to express yourself, freedom to be who you want to be. Mm-hmm. And that's great. And you made a perfect example of like your friend that's a crossdresser. If he was in the Middle East doing that shit, they would, yes. Yeah. Like, not have the freedom to just dress like that and go out in public.
Yeah.
And to be grateful to be in this country and have the opportunity to be a musician or to have the opportunity to be a podcaster is a perspective that people really need to take to heart, because for one, it's just better to be grateful and to understand that gratitude. Exactly. and walk through your day with that. Like, fuck, man, it feels good and it gives you a feeling of like optimism.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing too that I'm such a free speech like person is it free speech protected Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? He had the right to have his movement. It was peaceful. I know because MLK Day was just the other day. So every time it's MLK Day, I kind of like I go back and read into some stuff. You know what I mean? Because I think that the man was brilliant. But yeah, First Amendment protected MLK and it protected him and it let him, start that movement, and if it wasn't for that, then, you know, I don't know where we would be.
Yeah.
You know, and it trips me out. You know what trips me out too? Getting to the civil rights thing. Again, like I when it's MLK Day, I always kind of like reminisce on or look back at history. I really don't like this from the other side. They just want to pretend that it never happened. You met these people, I'm sure. I have friends that are like that. And by the way, I have friends in all walks of life. You know what I mean? Anyone could eat at my table. We can have different opinions. It's all good. But I have friends that are like try to, you know, quit whining, or it, you know, it was such a long time ago. It's whatever. So in my job, I help people with their phones. I'm a technician, so I help a lot of people with their phones. Anyway, I work through a company where their main demographic is elderly people. So sometimes, you know, I'll get, you know, African Americans who are like well in their 70s, 80s. And yeah, I'll look at their IDs. And it'll say like 1942. And I'm helping them with their phone. And I remember just thinking, looking at that ID, like, dude, she remembers not being able to use the same fucking like restroom. She remembers, she is alive and well and still remembers that shit that was going on.
Crazy.
Yeah. So if you ever see an African American gentleman with, you know, a little bit of gray in their hair, just know that they still remember a fucking world where they weren't able to do the same things that Caucasians could.
Yeah.
We can't pretend that it was a long time ago, because it wasn't.
Right.
I'm sorry. It just wasn't. So that being said, you know, I kind of have a bone to pick with people that want to just, you know, sweep it under the rug.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? We're well on our way to being progressive, and I want us to stay on that path.
I feel you, dude. And just to kind of piggyback on that thought, we're at like 26 minutes right now, so we'll wrap it up shortly. It's fucking quick, I know, but these cameras only have 30-minute record.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but to circle back, treat people like you want to be treated. Like, we're very much the same.
Yeah.
You know, just because somebody's a different skin color, speaks a different language from you, MLK said it perfectly. Like, treat others based off the content of their character, not like the color of their skin or whatever that quote was.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't know. Again, and then we'll circle back. It's so frustrating. You know, this is the reason. Like, I look up to these people, man. I look up to people of color because I learned the blues from them. You know what I mean? They're just, I don't know. They're royalty. Like these musicians, you know, who are of color. Who God knows where we would be in the music world if they didn't invent, you know, blues music. You know what I mean? I'm a huge blues man, you know. But yeah, that being said, dude, it is what it is. I just hope that anybody out there that listens to this, be nicer. Be nicer. You know, you don't know what they're fucking going through. You don't know what anyone's going through. Be nice to whoever, you know, be nice to people.
Yeah, that's a good message.
Yeah. It's a good message. It's also easy to do. But
yeah.
Don't be an asshole. That's the Bible on one page, by the way. Don't be an asshole. End of story. That's it.
Yeah, it's not very hard to maybe some days it could be if you're not really feeling all the best, but just like if you're passing by somebody on the street, maybe it's even like a homeless person, even like them asking you for change or something. Doesn't necessarily mean like you have to give them change, but like at least like make eye contact with them and say like, no, I'm sorry, but like, you know, I hope that you have a good day or whatever. Goes a fucking long way without you having to make much effort at all.
It does, bro. And I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Who the fuck carries money now anyway?
Yeah.
Whenever they ask me for money, I'm like, dude, it's the digital world, bro. Like, I don't. Do you have a barcode? You know, if you have a barcode, I could scan that. I can't fucking. You want to get something to eat? Yeah. I'll get you something to eat. I remember I told this to this lady. She came over to me and she like, you know what, man? I know times are tough, but don't, you know, I hate when they're pushy. It gets me a little mad. I was like, I can't. Like, she's like, do you have money? I'm like, no. And I have a card. And she's like.
One time I was, and we'll just close on this because these cameras are gonna turn off right now.
Yeah.
But this homeless person was walking with me and this other girl from work. I didn't know her, but like you could tell she was like working in the same area. And this homeless person was like down on his luck. And then she offered him something, And the homeless person turned it down. It was like food or something. I'm like, geez, that you have the fucking audacity to turn down, you know, the very selective, like, no, I only drink Starbucks or whatever the fuck, you know? Nah.
That's, you know what? Last night, you know, I was walking all down Main Street in Alhambra from 28 this sports bar. And you walk all the way down Main Street. It's a long walk all the way to another bar called JD's. It's like, I don't know, like a mile and a half. It's a mile, maybe a mile. I love walking. Anyway, I'm walking and I see a homeless guy down on his luck. He's on a sleeping bag and it's raining and he's just there. And I just, I asked him, hey man, you want a cigarette? You know, he won't turn down a fucking cigarette. So I gave him a cigarette and I lit mine and we both start talking. And I just asked him like, you know, do you have family? The camera turned off.
Yeah, it's cool. We got audio. Let's wrap it up with this story.
Do you have family? And he goes, yeah. He's like, well, where are they? He goes, not here. And I was like, well, yeah. And I was like, well, who do you have? He goes, I got 3 kids, 6, 9, and 12. And I remember telling him like, well, what the fuck did I tell him? Anyway, we're smoking. And I was just like, well, how did you get down on your luck, man? And he goes, it just happened. And I was like, just happened? He goes, yeah. So I was like, fuck. And he goes, do you have kids? I'm like, no. And he goes, you should have kids. It'll change your life. Nah, I'm good. Like, you know, like, who was he to tell me that? Like, what? I'm good, bro. Like, change my life. Am I going to be homeless too?
It's weird, right?
Why would he say that?
Perspective that these people have, but you know, they have some story how they got down on their luck, but the perspective is often skewed. It's often very, very skewed.
Well, he had a tall can. He had a tall can with him. And I'm going to tell you right now, brother, if you put me in the street tomorrow, if I lose my house and everything, I ain't going to be on a sidewalk with a tall can. I'm going to have to get my hair cut. I'm going to have to go shower somewhere, get a resume and start putting in work, bro. Because there's just, I don't know. I can't be that. You know, that's what the wealthy do. They put the homeless people to scare us. like this is why you should work your 9 to 5, motherfucker. These homeless people are there to scare you. That's a Carlin bit. He goes, these homeless people are there to scare you, and the middle class or people are there just to work and not question anything. You know.
Damn.
Yeah, isn't that deep?
That's deep.
Yeah, dude. I wish we had more time because like I kind of went off on this whole like on the emotional aspect, but there's a lot of shit I had to plug.
Yeah, plug it.
I am currently working on a record. The date we're shooting for is going to be April. It's a 10-track record. I have the best band that anybody could ask for in this part of the fucking country. And I say that with high regard. Peter Zavala on drums, who's just a fucking animal. We got Colin on saxophone, which is, yes, I'm putting sax on my record. And what's up? We're going to make sax great again.
Love the saxophone.
Yeah,
the saxophone's
right?
awesome.
It does something to you, man. It makes you just want to fuck all night. So we got sax. We got Colin from the band Cancelled. Great name, but very confusing when they're on a flyer because you think the show isn't going to happen. Cancelled, great band. And we have Buzz on keys, who's in a band called the Rufalos.
And you're going to be releasing an album. You're going to be performing.
I will release the record in around April.
Okay.
I keep pushing the date, but there will be an album release show. Okay. I plan on renting out the Angry Horse Brewery in Montebello. Great place. They've always been great to me, and they picked me up when I needed someone. You know, like they got me shows in a hard time in my life. So we're planning for that. But to finish the lineup, so we got Buzz on keys, who's plays for the Rufalos. Then we have his name's Nicholas DiNucci, and he plays bass, and is a childhood friend of mine who's doing big things now, but he's the best bass player in LA, hands down. People sleep on bass players. They don't know how important they are, man. Bass players are so pivotal to the sound of your music, to the feel, to the balls of it. This guy's a beast. He's an animal. So we have him. Then we have a female. Her name's Marissa. Now, Marissa's interesting. Marissa isn't a professional, I wouldn't say professional singer. She's an amazing singer, but she doesn't really pursue it. She's a business owner. She has her own meal prep business called A1 Meals. Great stuff. I had it. She's a business girl, but she has a voice of a fucking angel. So I told her, like, look, I'm doing this record, come through. And she's singing on backup on all the songs, and I gave her a 2 songs to do lead on that I wrote. I always thought a female singer would be good for these songs, So Marissa, I'm gonna make that girl fucking famous,
Exciting.
Yeah. So we got all that happening, brother, and we're working with the producer. His name's Ulysses Noguera, and he worked with The Offspring. So it's pretty cool to like full circle. Like I grew up listening to what he produced, and then here I am in a studio, So
That's awesome, dude.
nostalgic, It's like, and as soon as you walk in, this motherfucker flaunts it. He has the fucking record right there.
As he should.
Yeah.
As he should. Hell yeah.
I see that and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Full circle moment.
That's very exciting, Chris. I'm really glad to hear that. Do you guys perform? I would like to come see a show.
I would love if you came. Yeah. You know what? February 24th. I do have a plug. Look at me. February 24th, Boyle Heights Bar. That's what it's called. Boyle Heights Bar. And I just discovered this place like 2 months ago and just automatically fell in love. Because they really emphasize on the LA Mexican culture. Like when you walk in, you see like the fender of a fucking lowrider. You have all this great art and purple neon lights. A good stage, real classy. And I got to meet the bar owner, who's just a fucking, excuse my language, but she's a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch, bro. Oh no, dude. Like I asked her like, how long has the bar been open? She goes like 2 years, And then I was like, how long have you been in the business? She goes 20 years. And I'm like, damn, you're a vampire. She looks young as hell, but she's been in the bar business for 20 years. And I love to see it. Bro. You know what I mean? She's a fucking shark, and that's pretty dope. She has her shit. She's running everything great, and yeah, she's great. So her name's Lily, and she's been very generous in regards to the finances that she, gives. I'm able to pay the band really good, and it's all about protecting my boys, right? So, but yeah. So anyway, Boyle Heights Bar. It'll
February
be
24th.
February 24th, which is a Saturday. And we're going to do all the classics, oldies, blues, rock, classic rock, my stuff. Everything that you guys love to hear will be played. And let's get drunk. Let's have a good time, man.
Let's go. Chris, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No worries, brother. Let's do this again.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, dude.